Access the power of the gods. That information exists in one place. Right here.
And which church do you attend?
I don't attend.
Are you a Catholic?
No, I don't go to church at all.
This is not a case for the church. To say that a self-confessed atheist exhibits the words of Christ is a contradiction in terms.
No.
He represents the Western religions. Now in the poem, what do they do? What do? They dupe all these oysters into following them and then proceed to shock and devour the helpless creatures en masse. Now, I don't know what that says to you, but to me, it says that following these faiths based on mythological figures ensures the destruction of one's inner being. Organized religion destroys who we are by inhibiting our actions, by inhibiting our decisions, out of fear of some intangible parent figure who shakes a finger at us from thousands of years ago and says, do it, and I'll fucking spank you.
The way you put it, I've never really thought about it like that before. What have I been doing with my life?
You're gonna burn in hell, you fucking baby killer!
Holy shit, it's the Pope. Huh?
I'm to charge you with a holy crusade.
For the record, I work at an abortion clinic.
No, I was a drunk. Look what you accomplished.
Another way is the South was bludgeoned and shit by big fucking rocks. I mean, white folks only want to hear the good shit. Life eternal, a place in God's heaven. But as soon as you hear that you're getting this good shit from a black Jesus, you're freaked. And that, my friends, is called hypocrisy. A black man can steal your stereo, but he can't be your savior.
Yesterday, I wasn't sure God even existed. Now I'm up to my ass in Christian mythology.
Let me let you in on a little inside info. God hates it when it's referred to as mythology.
Oh, well, then let's ask the prophets what we should call it instead. Let me guess. The 14th apostle left out of the Bible because she's a woman?
Quirky sense of humor.
Whose?
God's.
You're saying God's a woman?
Was there ever that in your mind?
He's always referred to as him.
Well, that's not how I wrote. But one of the drawbacks to being intangible is that you have no say in the editorial process. The people that held the pens added their own perspective, and all the pen holders were men. So she became a he. Doesn't stop with God either. The whole book's gender biased. A woman's responsible for original sin. A woman cuts Samson's coif of power. A woman asks for the head of John the Baptist. Read that book again sometime. Women are painted as bigger antagonists than the Egyptians and Romans combined. It sticks.
Always had a smile on his face. His only real beef with mankind is the shit that gets carried out in his name. Wars, bigotry, televangelism. The big one, though, is the factioning of all the religions. He said mankind got it all wrong by taking a good idea and building a belief structure on it.
You're saying having beliefs is a bad thing?
I just think it's better to have ideas. I mean, you can change an idea. Changing the belief is trickier. People died for it. People killed for it. The whole of existence is in jeopardy right now because of the Catholic belief structure regarding this plenary indulgence bullshit. Bartleby and Loki, whether they know it or not, are exploiting that belief. And if they're successful, you, me, all of this ends in a heartbeat. All over a belief.
The unbelievable presents itself. Sometimes I wish I just stayed home.
You sound like the man.
What's he like?
He likes to listen to people talk. Christ loved to sit around a fire and listen to me and the other guys. You know, whenever we are going on about unimportant shit, he always had a smile on his face. His only real beef with mankind is the shit that gets carried out in his name. Wars, bigotry, televangelism. The big one, though, is the factioning of all the religions. He said mankind got it all wrong by taking a good idea and building a belief structure on it.
You're saying having beliefs is a bad thing?
I just think it's better to have ideas. I mean, you can change an idea. Changing a belief is trickier. People died for it. People killed for it. The whole of existence is in jeopardy right now because of the Catholic belief structure regarding this plenary indulgence bullshit. Bartleby and Loki, whether they know it or not, are exploiting that belief. And if they're successful, you, me, all of this ends in a heartbeat. All over a belief. You know, I haven't seen the Moron Twins.
You know, they come to you with age. Because when you're a kid, You never question the whole faith thing.
Isn't it me?
What does that mean? Since when am I supposed to kill anybody? I'm tired of all this cryptic bullshit. I'm physically and psychologically exhausted, Rufus, and I'm ready to kick back and welcome the end of existence. Unless you come clean right now. Why me? Out of all the people on the goddamn planet, why was I tapped?
Imagine you're a 12-year-old boy. And one day you're told you're God's only son. But more than that, you're God. How long do you think it would take you to come to grips with something that huge? Maybe say 18 years? In the Bible, Jesus suddenly goes from age 12 to 30. 12 to 30. And that's some pretty bad storytelling. What are volumes of text dealing with the missing 18 years? I'll tell you where. They were offered up as a sacrifice to the god of ecumenical politics.
You make it sound like there's some church conspiracy to cover up the truth about Christ. Bullshit. Any important material about Christ would give people a better understanding of the nature of God. Why did they leave any of it out?
Because it's all closely tied in with his family.
His mother and father.
Brothers and sisters.
Jesus didn't have brothers and sisters. Mary was a virgin.
Mary gave birth to Christ without having known a man's touch. This is true. But she did have a husband. And do you really think he would have stayed married to her for all those years if he wasn't getting laid? The nature of God and the virgin birth, those are leaps of faith. But to believe a married couple never got down, well, that's just plain gullibility.
Meaning?
The blood that flows through your veins shares a chromosome or two at the genetic level with the one you call Jesus. Bethany, you are the great grandniece of Jesus Christ. So that'll make Bethany part black?
I can't do this anymore.
Bethany, what are you gonna do? You know what I'm saying is right.
It's bullshit.
Bethany?
It's bullshit!
Let it go, man.
Give it time. Everything I am has been a lie.
The church does not make mistakes.
Please, what about the church's silent consent to the slave trade?
And its platform of non-involvement during the Holocaust?
All right. Mistakes were made.
If there were going to be any. Existence erased.
God.
God's house? God doesn't live here anymore. He's grown weary of your superficial faith. He's turned a deaf ear to your lip service prayers. He has abandoned you.
So I studied the religions and waited for my opportunity to present itself, which it finally did in Catholicism, plenary indulgence. But I couldn't exercise it. Demons can't become human. No, we can't transubstantiate. But angels can.
Where was she?
Imprisoned in a body.
When it rains, it pours. Are you saying you believe?
No. But I have a good